Hey guys, this is Force Reacts, and I'm back to react to My Hero Academia, Season 6, Episode 17, The Wrong Way to Put Out a Fire. So, yes, what happened last time is that we actually got to see Hawks' backstory, and, that was really cool to see. Despite the last episode, saying, inferring that, hey, we're going to be focusing on the Todoroki family today, because, it was a part 2, a hellish Todoroki family. No, most of it was just focused on Hawks. But the last bit of it was, in fact, focused on the Todorokis. So yeah, that was neat. Rei is out of the hospital, and she's, it's gonna be quite the conversation when your wife walks in and says, "We need to talk." But yeah, we also got, it's more of like the aftermath of that giant battle, and just a whole lot of interesting stuff, like, the civilians' distrust of superheroes, and how they've decided to take matters in their own hands. I think that's kind of what the MLA was all about too, so yeah. And granted, I think like the one thing I am kind of iffy about is that they've started, getting support gear, and while that is very, while that does seem logical, it seems to imply that they're getting the support gear from Detnerat, which you'd think they wouldn't trust Detnerat because they were involved with the League of Villains and caused that entire disaster to happen. Granted, the heroes were also being idiots in that whole thing, but still, at the end of the day, the villains were responsible, and Detnerat is connected to that. So you'd think civilians would also distrust Detnerat too, but who knows? They're probably getting support items from elsewhere. Maybe Detnerat is actually able to hide, like, their connection, or at least, wherever they're getting these support items, like, they don't know they're connected to Detnerat. So whatever. I guess we'll figure out more later, probably. But yeah. Anyway, I've been prattling on way too long. Let's just jump right in.
She accepted my intentions and became my wife for the sake of her family.
Okay, yeah, I think they did go over that, like, in a previous episode, like how...
Do you like the flowers?
Yes.
Yeah,
like, this wasn't like it wasn't a one-way street, in how
strength to her.
It was more of an
Still,
offer, more than it was a strong-arm deal. Though considering her family was having a whole lot of trouble, I'm going to guess she may not have, like, who knows? It might have been out of obligation for her family, but who knows?
That's why I've come here.
I guess we'll see.
He's physically built to tolerate freezing temperatures far better.
Ah, oh,
And,
that's
in terms of
that's
designer babies. Look,
that's a terrible combination.
taboo.
Literally, flames stronger than my father, but none of the heat resistance. In fact, it's in the opposite direction.
Trying to keep him.
Why do you think Dad won't let me do quirk training anymore?
Okay, weird, like, Toya's hair, like, went from red and, like, with some splotches of white, all of a sudden it's becoming more and more white. Okay.
Dad, I don't like it when you... I'm gonna be better than him, the top hero. You're the one who lit this fire under me, Dad.
Huh. Okay. So,
That's too much.
it was...
Downright cruel. Tell him anything else.
It was...
He already knows what you want from your children.
Right,
Just
yeah, like...
hope.
Endeavor,
What I say to him.
yeah, like,
Shows up at the house
Endeavor's like,
every day. The boy is stubborn.
I don't know what to call it, but like his idea, his like toxic ideal of wanting to surpass All Might, it also, like, he imprinted that onto his kid, and yeah, oh boy, it's causing quite the thing. Oh no.
I can be the next #1. Watch me. My flames are stronger every time I come out here.
Yeah, and yeah, not only is Toya like,
This entire time.
yeah,
I know I can do
Toya's
it.
losing
I'll
himself
surpass
to,
all
like,
my
yeah, what his father has been doing, but like, also, he's also watching his entire family crumble around him.
Damn it! When will you
Yikes.
put this through your...
But you do. You showed me being the best is what
Oh boy.
No, you have to quit.
From now on, Shoto isn't allowed anywhere near the other children.
Oh.
I have
Okay,
work.
so
Can't watch
yeah,
it all the
I
time.
thought that was the implication. Okay, Toya just straight up tried to
You don't
attack
let Toya out of
attack
her sight.
Shoto. Okay.
He just-
Well, this is quite the situation now, isn't it?
Yeah. They look like they're having fun together.
There's no time. You've work to do.
Oh, great! Like recontextualizing these past scenes with like from Shoto's perspective, his dad is like harshly like keeping him away from his family, which he is. Don't get me wrong, but like,
That's just how it works. Not like
Yeah,
this all
but
the
like
time.
in reality, like his elder brother literally seemed to literally try to kill him at some point. So he's also keeping Shoto away from the rest of his family
Just don't do
in
that.
kind of a
Tell
sense
me
of
the steps
protection.
you have to understand.
But like,
You
yeah,
agree,
like
right? Besides
this
the
is
women
not the
in
right way to
family,
go
we're
about this. Don't get me
useless.
wrong, but like I can at
Wait,
least see the logic
planning
behind
to go
it,
to
like
the
his
mountain
actions.
again?
You know?
Why don't you hang out with...
I know Grandma and Grandpa were poor. That's why they sold you, right?
Hmm.
You had no choice in what your life would be
Great.
like.
Oh boy.
But you did
Yeah,
decide to have me.
He's.
So you're to blame for this too.
Oh, great. Yeah, like, if I didn't know he wasn't on a mental break, I'd call it like I call it like he's being an angsty teenager, but we know his mind's almost gone by this point.
Please don't look at me.
Okay, yeah, like, despite all, I can see, like, despite, I've seen, like, some of the logical justifications of, like, some of Endeavor's actions, but I am at least glad they're not, like, Horikoshi did not shy away. Endeavor was still, like, he's still abusive to an extent. I say to an extent, like, but, like,
Suck it up.
like, as if abuse to any kind of extent is justified, but it's not. Like,
I was afraid if I did.
huh.
But if I'd been able to knock some sense into Toya before he ran off to the mountain, he wouldn't have turned into Dobby. And things might have been
Great.
different
Oh,
between
yeah.
me and Shoto.
Yeah. I guess self-blaming is just part of this family. Yikes.
It's not gonna be broken, but we're going to help you put it back together. Because you have no choice but to fight Dobby one day.
Yeah, I suppose. Like, to some extent, I can admire that they're like, okay, we're gonna stick together and be strong throughout this. But at the same time, I'm like, guys, get professional help.
Started calling me mom again, even
It
though
might
he's
be a
got the
bit.
right
It
to.
might be a bit late for that, but you know what? Better late than never. You know.
And he's protected each of
Mind if we join your weird family
Oh,
reunion?
okay. And now Hawks and Genist are here. Okay.
and apologize for my son's actions.
Huh? That's definitely not the reason we're here. Seriously.
Okay, Hawks definitely just kind of feels, man, what have I woke? What, like, Hawks was literally burned by Dobby, was just completely out of commission for like 24 hours. He just wakes up and like, what is the world I came back to?
So they're taking up arms and fighting villains themselves, which inevitably leads to collateral damage.
Right.
Currently,
Like,
the government is
thanks,
requesting
Hawks, I
rescue
guess. Like,
teams and heroes from other countries.
all right.
But with the
Oh,
safety commission in
okay.
shambles,
Interesting.
democracy is getting in the
Like,
way.
okay, we're getting international help.
Everything's gone to crap in
That's
just 2
okay.
days.
You know it's good. You know it's scary when an anime says we need to look outside of Japan. Like, wait, the world isn't Japan?
Responsibility for this. Isn't it time to move forward?
Yeah, and I suppose that is the case at the end of the day. Like
We'll
Endeavor
help you.
Endeavor has
Just
done
don't
so many
stop
wrong
Toya.
things, but yeah, but he can't change the past. We can only move forward. So
Now to get down to business. First,
yeah,
we
keep
explain
moving
things to
forward.
the
I think that was a Disney
After
quote.
Dobby's dramatic. What do you know about One for All?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
A reporter mentioned that.
All right, yeah, because
While he was fighting Shigaraki, Endeavor
Yeah.
mentioned something called One for All.
right,
Now,
yeah,
who or what
One
was
for All
referencing?
secret is about yeah, nobody knows what One for All is, but now the word is out there. Especially considering there's a villain who's calling himself All for One, and all of a sudden, what?
What is wrong with that boy?
When I saw these,
There's not enough time in the day to answer that question, Miss Nurse. I'm sorry.
Hey guys.
Great explosion, murder god Dynamite. Are you all right?
Wow, straight up addressed him by his full name. You know what? I can respect it. Okay.
What in the world is One for All?
Oh great, yeah, we are.
Young Midoriya,
Yeah, okay. I'm guessing we are just straight up getting into like.
inside you.
Yeah, I kind of figured that this was going to be coming eventually. Like, One for All secret is going to leak to the public, and we're going to be getting that, and we're going to get the fallout from that. But okay, yeah, that's the end of the episode. So, yeah, I kind of figured we'd be getting to this. Just One for All leaking, and but yeah, I am just go since we went further into the Todoroki family backstory, I am glad that we didn't that Horikoshi didn't backpedal Endeavor, at least not completely, because it could have been so easy to just recontextualize literally everything Endeavor did and make his actions actually seem justified. But no, we just went full on into it, and we're just like, no, Endeavor's actions were not completely justified. Some of it you can see the logical reasoning behind, but you still get the idea. Yeah, this was still not the correct thing to do. So yeah, sometimes the logical thing just isn't the right thing to do, which is kind of a harsh reality for me, because I do like to think that I am a being of logic, that I try to I try to make the most logical decision possible, and that has not made me many friends. But anyway, but yeah, I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about. But yeah, other than like the whole, and I'm glad we aren't backpedaling on Endeavor, because because it feels like a weird comparison to make, but in Black Clover, there's Nozel Silva, how he abused his little sister Noelle, and like his entire backstory got I don't want to say justified, because that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm trying to get the connection between Nozel and Endeavor, because it did not justify what Nozel did, but but it does recontextualize his feelings, because everything he told Noelle, why did mother have to die in order to give birth to you? But he's thinking in his head, no, it was me, I killed mother. He's blaming himself for that whole thing, and it does, but it's not going fully in depth onto. I think that's my one complaint with Nozel's backstory getting recontextualized. It was more along the lines of we didn't go further with that, how he you understand why he's the emotions he's feeling, but you still need some kind of at least someone call him out on we understand, but that still wasn't the correct thing to do. But yeah, I know I said I don't think I said it in the episode proper, but I said it in during the opening. But and if you're on YouTube, you didn't hear me talk about that. So yeah, Patreon link below. But yeah, I am glad that that we are this feel again. I'll make another anime comparison to Naruto this time. The Hyuga clan from Naruto. I feel like that was massively underdeveloped, and how it got some development in the Chunin exams, and then it got off screened and it was only briefly mentioned in the Fourth Great Ninja War, and that was really it. I feel like Horikoshi took a bit of inspiration from that whole side plot, and just kind of did a 180. And I do feel as though the Todoroki family has gotten a bit too much attention, to the point where it's basically intrinsically put into the main plot of the show, when it really should just be a side story. But I'd rather it be that than what they did with Naruto and the Hyuga clan, because I would have loved a side plot about the Hyuga clan, focusing on Hinata and why she's so anxious all the time, and have it not just be because she has a crush on Naruto, but because her family talked her down so much that she's scared to speak up. That's my whole thought process on that. But yeah, I am very, very glad. I am very glad that we're going further in depth on the Todoroki family. Just, I feel like we can focus on it just a bit less, but I still very much appreciate that we are getting a lot of focus on it. So yeah, anyway, next time I'll be reacting to episode 18, Izuku Midoriya and Tomura Shigaraki. Okay, it's been long enough. I think we got to go back to focusing on Deku, sadly. But hey, we might be focusing on Tomura more. So, with every negative there must be a positive. I believe that's a certain anime would call it the law of equivalent exchange. So yeah, I've got nothing else to say, so I'm just going to end the video here. So yeah, till next time guys. See ya.